everyone, it's Lisa, and today we're going to do things that melt. So the first science experiment we're going to talk about is melting ice cubes. So what you need is an ice cube tray. You need to fill it with water, put it in your freezer overnight, and let them harden up to be ice cubes. If you don't have an ice cube tray, you can use little Dixie cups, you can use solo cups, and then you end up with ice cubes. And you also need a muffin tray. This will help with the mess. So the first thing we're going to do is put our ice cubes in our ice cube tray, in our muffin tin. And then we're going to use some household things to see what makes it melt. So I have some sugar, I have some salt, I have some cold water, and some hot water. So can you guess? What's your guess on what you think might melt the ice cubes the fastest? I think the hot water. So let's start with the sugar. I'm going to do 2 scoops of sugar. And then I'm going to try the salt. We're going to do 2 scoops of salt. Wow, can you see that? I might have to change my guess. The salt is making the ice cube melt pretty quick. Now I'm going to try the cold water. And now I'm going to try the hot water. Are you ready? This was my guess. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like the salt and the hot water might be melting the ice cube at the same time. I don't know, you'll have to try this experiment at home and see what works. So the next experiment is called What Melts in the Sun. It's kind of like a guessing game or sink and float. So what you have to do is go around the house and find things that you think might melt in the sun and things that won't melt in the sun. And then you need your muffin tray again, because you're going to put them all in here so it doesn't get too messy. If you want, you can line the muffin trays with little muffin cup liners so that there's not a big mess on your muffin tray. So these are the things that I found. I found a Lego piece, I found a plastic bug, a pom-pom, a bottle cap, a rock, a pirate, some chocolate pieces, some crayon, and an ice cube. So my guesses are that the Lego piece might melt in the sun because it's plastic. So I'm going to put it in one. And the plastic bug might also melt in the sun. I'm not too sure about the pom-pom, but we'll see what happens. And I hope the pirate doesn't melt in the sun, but we'll have to see. And then I definitely think that chocolate will melt in the sun. You know why I guess that? Because it melts in my s'mores when I make it. And then I think the crayons will melt. And they're little pieces of crayons. And I think the ice cube will melt too. We'll have to see. So we're going to take this outside and I'm going to leave it in the sun. And we'll come back to it after and see what melts and what doesn't melt. So I brought my stuff outside. And it's only been in the sun for a few minutes. And look, it's already started to melt. The ice cube has turned into water. The crayons are starting to melt to make a rainbow. And look at my chocolate. It already started to melt a little bit too. Now, I thought the plastic Lego would melt, but it hasn't melted. And thank goodness the pirate didn't melt. He did get a suntan though when he was out there. The pom-pom didn't do anything. My bug never melted either. My rock did melt but got very, very hot. My bottle cap stayed a bottle cap. So I'm going to leave it out a little bit longer and see what happens and see if these things melt all the way to the end. Hey look, I left it out even longer and everything melted. The ice cube is water now, the crayons melted into a rainbow, and the chocolate melted into a chocolate syrup. So the crayons did melt when we put them outside. So I had this awesome idea. Why don't we make some homemade crayons? So these are the things you'll need to make homemade crayons. You'll need another muffin tray, an old one, or you'll need to use liner muffin tray cups because this one does make a big mess. And you'll need some old crayons, and then you'll have to peel them, and then you have to break them up. You might need your muscles for this one, in all the different colors, so that we can have like a rainbow crayon. Or you can do solid colors too, whatever you want. And then you're going to put them into your little muffin cups, and you're going to fill them all, and then you're going to take this outside, and you're like going to let it melt. It's going to take a while. And then after they all melted, it made a rainbow of colors, then you need to put it in the freezer or the fridge overnight so that they harden back up, and then you can use them for crayons the next day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.